Hi students, I'm Sonia from Vidya Guru, starting a new session on current affairs. This session is for the month of May 2022. You guys can make out that I'm speaking in English. That means this session is going to be completely in English medium, not a word in Hindi. That means I'll try my level best to make you understand everything in English only. If you are not comfortable with the language, you can switch to the Hindi session that is also there in the playlist. We record this session in complete English medium for our students from South India, for our students from Northeast India, those students like those who are actually from Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, those students who are not able to understand Hindi well, we record a separate session in English medium for them. Before starting the session, I generally say that if you understand everything, do press the like button. I actually put in a lot of effort to get these many points for you. Please press the like button for sure, share the video with your friends, those who are actually preparing for any competitive exam. This session is important for them. Please subscribe to Vidya Guru's YouTube channel, press the bell icon as well because that's how you'll receive notifications of all the exam relevant videos which we upload on our channel. I'll start from here on. I'll start with the first question, and what is it about? Let's look at it. The first question, the heading is international news. International news, that's the heading. So under which we are going to start with our Prime Minister's visit. That means our Prime Minister visited many nations. And what were the nations? The nations were such as like Germany, like Denmark, like France. But you need not learn this only. You have to learn something else apart from that. And what is that? The heads of these nations are pretty much significant for you. Please understand that if our Prime Minister has visited Germany, then Olaf Scholz becomes important for us. And here, see, I cannot call every country's head is not called Prime Minister, is not called President. They are chancellors also. So that way also you have to learn. I'm saying Germany's chancellor, Olaf Scholz. When I proceed with Denmark, you may have seen the videos on social media that our Prime Minister met Mette Frederiksen. She is there. She is there in the picture. You may have seen her as well. She is basically the Prime Minister of Denmark. When you proceed with the third picture, when our Prime Minister visits some nation, so he has to meet somebody of the equal rank. That means he has met Emmanuel Macron. He is basically the President of France. You can look at the pictures. That's how you can relate. Olaf Scholz, Germany's Chancellor, Mette Frederiksen, Denmark's Prime Minister, and the third one was Emmanuel Macron. He is basically the President of France. All these 3 points are supremely important. You can't even skip one. So our Prime Minister was on visit. Okay, with international news I need to proceed. When I look at the other questions, look at the first one, which is about World Press Freedom Index. It is in news. We all have seen that. Social media everywhere, it is getting actually famous over there because our rank here actually fallen to that stage. It has become 150 now. See, when a report is there in front of you, you need to understand how many nations were there. 180, out of which who topped it? Norway. What was the rank of India? That was 150th. Who prepares that index? That is here, Reporters Without Borders. So these are 3-4 things which you have to learn from an index, and that is what I'm going to explain. I am actually teaching you international news only. That is the segment we are covering, in which I'm saying World Press Freedom Index, that was actually published, that came out. Out of 180 nations, India's rank actually fell to 150th now. I'm referring to this year only. Norway topped it, second number Denmark, and the third number was of Sweden. Please, I actually talked about Denmark a few moments back as well when I was teaching you Mette Frederiksen, the Prime Minister of Denmark. Our Prime Minister met her. So I am actually going to talk about these things. I'll try to relate them so that you can retain them well. I am expecting, before I wrap up the video, you will be able to learn everything. Reporters Without Borders. Reporters Without Borders. This is the organization. This is the organization which actually prepares World Press Freedom Index Day. A few moments later, I'll be actually talking about Press Freedom Day as well. That is why, that is how, that is when I am going to relate this stuff with that. Okay, under Mission Sagar. Sagar, the number is actually written here, Sagar 9th. So Sagar 9th, mission is Sagar. I am saying INS Ghadial delivers medical aid to Sri Lanka. We all are actually, seeing something, happening in Sri Lanka. The state of Sri Lanka is not that, sound. We all know that. So Sri Lanka is in need of the stuff, of the things. So medical help, medical aid is provided by our country to Sri Lanka through INS Ghadial, and under which mission? The mission is Sagar 9. So you have to learn that. You have to learn all these things, that Sri Lanka, medical aid provided to Sri Lanka first through INS Ghadial, and under which mission? Under Sagar 9 mission. So all these things are actually important. Let's move to the next question. Okay, here we are going to talk about appointments and elections. You can actually look at these pictures. Some of you already know. I know you know Deepika Padukone, but other than Deepika Padukone, you need to know other people as well. They are also pretty significant. So NASSCOM chairperson 2022-23, Krishnan Ramanujam. Krishnan Ramanujam. You need to understand something. When such a rank is there, NASSCOM's chairperson, when somebody becomes that, you need to understand that person possesses some qualification already. That means he is already on some higher rank. So TCS Krishnan Ramanujam, NASSCOM's chairperson, that means this person from Tata Consultancy Services, he has become the chairperson of NASSCOM. You can see the picture there. New Vice Chief of Army Staff. If you have haven't watched the previous videos, you must, because that's how you'll be able to collect whatever information, whatever things are going on around you, you'll be knowing them. I am saying even that video in which I have actually talked about the last one, Chief of Army Staff. So BS Raju, Manoj Pandey, Chief of Army Staff, if you can recall. I am saying BS Raju has become Vice Chief of Army Staff. Please look at this person. The next question is about new Chief Executive of Hong Kong. See, when I say new Chief Executive of Hong Kong, I am not referring to any organization where he has actually become Chief Executive or something like that. And at the start, I told you that not every country has the rank Prime Minister or President. The head of Hong Kong, new Chief Executive, I'm referring to that person that way. That John Lee has, become new Chief Executive of Hong Kong. That's the person, that's the fellow who's there on the screen. When I move to the next point, only Indian at Cannes Film Festival jury, Deepika Padukone. I know you will, feel happy about it. Now, please understand that there were many Indians who remained in jury of Cannes. I am talking about right now. I'm talking about this time. I'm saying this time only Indian who, became the part of jury of, Cannes. That is Deepika Padukone. I'm referring to this year only. I'm not talking about, previous or something like that, previous years or like that. The questions were pretty much significant. If you are understanding everything, whatever I'm teaching you, do press the like button for sure, because I've collected these many points for you. I have put in efforts. I expect at least a like from you. Okay, now when we proceed, we can see that ex-Petroleum Secretary, his name is Tarun Kapoor, his picture is there. But you can understand something here. he has become advisor to Prime Minister. That is such a rank. That is such a rank that you have to learn. His name is Tarun Kapoor. Can you skip such a question? You cannot. You just cannot. So the question is important. I generally say that the name of the person is Tarun Kapoor, has been appointed advisor to Prime Minister, and he was ex-petroleum secretary. Okay, when I move to the next point, the name of the person is Robert Golob. Robert Golob, he is from Freedom Movement Party, elected Prime Minister of Slovenia. You know what happens when students start learning the heads of some country? They only learn their names and the countries. They are barely able to associate them. But please understand that the names of the parties are also very important. It is asked, such a question is asked in the exam. That is why I actually write that Freedom Movement Party, from which Robert Golob actually belongs, and he has become the Prime Minister of Slovenia. Then you proceed with the third question. Iqbal Singh Lalpura, reappointed chairman of National Commission for Minorities. Look at the statement carefully. I'm saying National Commission for Minorities. You can say, you can actually look at the picture of this person. That's how you'll be able to relate it with minorities only. I'm saying National Commission for Minorities. Iqbal Singh Lalpura has become the chairman of it once again. Please learn all the names. They are very, very important. Okay, now important days and important dates. That is what I'm willing to write. The classification is such. I have, few moments back, I've talked about Press Freedom Index. Remember? That's how you can actually relate it with that why it was published. Because on 3rd May, we celebrate World Press Freedom Day. World Press Freedom Day is celebrated on 3rd May. If you look at the theme, I found the theme important. Journalism under digital siege. Journalism under digital siege. So that was the theme actually which was kept for this year's World Press Freedom Index Day, which is celebrated on 3rd May. When I proceed with the next question, 1st May, it was actually Ujjwala Divas this year. So 1st May celebrated Ujjwala Divas. World Red Cross or for Islamic Nations Crescent Day. So World Red Cross Day or Crescent Day celebrated on 8th May. On 8th May we celebrate something else as well. If you actually look at it, that the other point is that Thalassemia Day is also celebrated on 8th May. I'll repeat that. Red Cross Day is a famous day. We all know that it is celebrated on 8th May. But I'm saying in Islamic nations call it Crescent Day, 8th May. Thalassemia Day is a health condition. Thalassemia is a health condition. So World Thalassemia Day is also celebrated on 8th May. When you look at the theme for Red Cross Day, don't get confused. It is the theme for Red Cross Day. Be humankind. Be humankind. That's the theme for this year's Red Cross Day, which is celebrated on 8th May. When I proceed with the next question, India in focus. So there are important things which we actually could accomplish. What are they? You can just look at the picture first, which is about the flags and all. Please look at it. Guinness World Record was actually created by waving 78,000 national flags at a place, which is actually something significant. Look at the picture. That's how you'll be able to relate. 78,000 flags waved at a place called Bhojpur in Bihar, and Guinness World Record was created because of it. When I proceed with the next point, 2021 Tree City of the World, Mumbai and Hyderabad. Tree City of the World, Mumbai and Hyderabad. But this is for the year 2021. You need to look at the lower point in which it is clearly written that Hyderabad was the tree city earlier as well. That means in 2020, Hyderabad was tree city, and in 2021 Hyderabad is tree city once again, and there's one addition to it, and that is Mumbai. Look at the picture, try to associate it. Tree cities of the world. That is why it is important. When you move to the next point, which is about by which organization. Actually, if Mumbai and Hyderabad are tree cities as per which organization? United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization and Arbor Day. Arbor actually refers to when public, gets into tree planting and all that. That is Arbor. So Arbor Day. It is like Arbor Day. UN's Food Agricultural Organization and Arbor Day. By them, Mumbai and Hyderabad are the tree cities of the world. Then you proceed with the next question. India to host second Street Child Cricket World Cup 2023. You can, understand that when I refer to such a thing, some international organization, has to be there. But here we are talking about Save the Children. I've actually, put in here. So the association, be it UN or be it, Save the Children, such association to actually make their lives better, street children's life, better. So they are actually conducting such a thing. India to host second, now read the words carefully, Street Children World Cup, Street Children Cricket World Cup in 2023, which is important. Please learn that. It is, one of the kinds, the thing which are happening here. Now, banking news. For those students who are writing bank exams, this session is significant. As in all, this is an important session for you. You can't skip one question. Not even one question can be skipped by you. But other students who are not preparing for banking exams, they can skip only a few questions which are, from the banking sector. You must know, if you have written any bank exam, in the mains you see many questions, on banking, but they are from the current. That means whatever I teach you regarding banking, that is going to be there in your exam for sure. So please be careful. When I teach you something, that is surely going to be there. Nowadays, current affairs in banking sector, they carry, such significant value. I'll start with the first point, which is about open for all digital ecosystem for MSME. See, here we are talking about micro, small, medium enterprises, right? I am saying for them, digital ecosystem is getting created by ICICI Bank. What sort of digital ecosystem? Like all the things are, present at one place, something of that sort. So open for all digital ecosystem for micro, small, medium enterprises launched by ICICI Bank. When I proceed with these, you have to be careful. Although I've talked about bi-monthly policy review earlier, so that is why it was pretty strange that after the release of bi-monthly policy review, they have changed the rates. RBI has changed the rates. That announcement is pretty strange, but that is actually happening. You have to be careful now. The rates have changed. Please be careful. Repo rate has become 4.4%. There's a difference of 0.4%. That is why you have to be careful. Now you have to look at something. Consider it liquidity adjustment facility corridor, where the floors are there, Although I've talked about this particular point in the previous video as well. If you could not understand, if you are not able to grasp it now, you can watch the previous video in which I've clearly mentioned it, that this is liquidity adjustment facility corridor. Consider it that floors are there where repo is here and reverse repo was here, as in it is no more there at this floor. Although reverse repo is not going anywhere, but this place was replaced with standing deposit facility now. Earlier, when repo used to get changed, the change was there in reverse repo. But now, As reverse is not there on the lower floor, the place was given to standing deposit facility. If any change comes to repo rate, the change will be there in SDF, standing deposit facility. That is why I have written repo and SDF together. Repo and SDF together. If repo has changed, SDF needs to get changed. Now I am saying repo rate has changed, has become 4.4%. SDF will be 4.15% because it was changed. As repo was changed, SDF was changed. When you look at the lower point, marginal standing facility and bank rate has become 4.65%. It is 4.65%. When you move to the next question, fixed reverse repo rate, it has not changed. I am not saying that fixed reverse repo rate has changed. I talked about repo rate only. Fixed reverse repo is 3.35%. When you look at the lower point, which has, the change basically, cash reserve ratio has actually, got hiked 50 basis points, which makes it 4.5% of bank's net demand and time liability. Now I need to make you understand what is cash reserve ratio. Understand it like that in easier terms. RBI is there, banks are there. Banks have to keep some cash as a reserve, but what cash as a reserve? Their liability, total liability is cash reserve, some part of it has to be kept with RBI. That is cash reserve. So cash reserve ratio 4.5%. Now it has become 4.5% of banks net demand and time liability. If you are not aware what net demand and time liability is, you need to understand. Demand liability for the bank is, see, whatever cash, whatever amount, or you can say whatever bank has, that is basically the liability for the bank, because it is not bank's own money. You and I have deposited that money with the bank. That is why it is basically the liability for the bank, because that is not bank's money. I am saying demand liability. What does it mean? Savings accounts are there, current accounts are there. Savings accounts are there, current accounts are there, where you and I have deposited money with the bank, and we can demand our money back anytime. That is why that is demand liability for the bank. Savings account, current account. When I talk about time liability, time, consider it like that. The word term has to be there. Fixed deposit, FD, RD, such sort of things are there, recurring deposit. So I'm saying FD has some term associated with it. So that term, time liability. Time liability, FD sort of, demand liability, current account, saving account sort of. So net demand and time liability of the bank 4.5%. Cash reserve ratio hiked by 50 basis points. That is why it is important. Policy stance is accommodative even now. So if the rates got changed, you have to learn them. You have to learn them because they are very important. When I proceed, Equitas Holding to merge with Equitas Small Finance Bank. Equitas Holding to merge with Equitas Small Finance Bank. You can actually see the picture. That's how you'll be able to relate Equitas. The next point is Fino Payments Bank to offer FD and RD service of Suryodaya Small Finance Bank. Fino Payments Bank, if that is there, and they have a lot many customers already, if they wish to give them the service facility, the service of FD and RD also, then you need to understand they are actually offering the FD and RD of Suryodaya Small Finance Bank. That is what I am actually teaching you here. I'm again going to tell you the same thing, that Fino Payments Bank is offering the facility of FD and RD now. They'll be offering the Suryodaya Small Finance Bank's FD and RD now. When you proceed, first public sector bank to join account aggregator framework, Union Bank of India. Look at the question carefully. I'm going to repeat that. First public sector bank to join account aggregator framework, Union Bank of India. See, there's a possibility as I'm trying to explain everything here. So I'm going to talk about account aggregator a little, so that you won't face any problem, because you must not be knowing that account aggregator, what is account aggregator framework. A few videos back I've talked about it, so I'm going to explain it a little just to make you understand what does this term mean. Account aggregator framework, consider it an NBFC. It is an NBFC. An NBFC collecting your financial information. You are providing your financial data to your bank. I hope you are able to understand that. So account aggregator, please understand that they are aggregating your financial information, and they'll be sharing your financial information with other financial institutions as well. You are there with one bank. Now you are planning to open your Demat account. You wish to take loan or something like that. So your financial data is stored with account aggregator framework. Now with your permission, they are sharing that financial data with other financial institutions. That is basically account aggregator framework. So Union Bank of India has become the first public sector bank to actually join account aggregator framework. The question is important, learn that carefully. Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, that means they have hold on insurance sector. They are actually basically the main agency of the insurance. So IRDAI hikes investment limit for insurers in BFSI sector to 30%. You need to learn that carefully. What is that? BFSI, it is banking, financial services and insurance. This sector I'm referring to, but be careful. When I say, if they are issuing some sort of guidelines, they are basically for insurance sector, and insurers, that means insurance companies. Insurers, insurance sector, insurer companies. Insurance companies are actually investing in multiple sectors. If they do invest in multiple sectors, you need to understand they are actually hiking that investment limit for those insurer companies. They are saying that you can invest up to 30% in BFSI sector now. Please learn that carefully. This is pretty important. Now development projects are there. India to build first hydrogen fueled electric vessels at Cochin shipyard. India to build first hydrogen fueled electric vessels, hydrogen fueled electric vessels at Cochin shipyard. Now you can actually say that ability US to set up world's largest electric three-wheeler plant in Telangana. It is the news which we are actually referring to. Very important. Telangana, ability, as in I'm referring to a firm from United States, from America. So ability US to set up world's largest three-wheeler plant. But what sort of three-wheeler plant? Electric three-wheeler plant, which is going to come up in Telangana. When I move to the next question, it is about India's first greenfield grain-based ethanol plant. India's first greenfield grain-based ethanol plant to set up in Purnia. Bihar. Now the question is ISRO to launch Venus orbiter mission by December 2024. India is exploring other planets. Venus is pretty close to Earth. We know that. Venus, in Hindi we call it Shukra. So you may have heard about Chandrayaan or something like that, Mangalyaan. So now in Hindi they may call it Shukrayaan. So now it is said that we are exploring Shukra now. We are exploring Venus now. So ISRO to launch Venus orbiter mission, and that will be launched in December 2024. That is what they are planning. It is in process. We have started working on it. So ISRO to launch Venus orbiter mission by December 2024. Super important question. Okay, now state news. PM unveils 108-foot Lord Hanuman statue in Morbi, Gujarat. You can actually look at the statue of Hanumanji, which is there on the screen now. We are saying that 108-foot Lord Hanuman statue was actually unveiled by the Prime Minister in Morbi. The place is in Gujarat. When you actually proceed with the next question, which is India's first carbon neutral panchayat. The question becomes important when you actually call a place carbon neutral. Please understand that, carbon neutral. So carbon neutral panchayat, India's first carbon neutral panchayat. Palli is the place. So Palli is the place which is in J&K. Now when you move to the next question, Mia Ka Bada. Look at this page as well. Look at this picture as well. So Mia Ka Bada station will be renamed as Mahesh Nagar Halt. Mahesh Nagar Halt, which is in Rajasthan. So Mahesh Nagar, Mia Ka Bada will be renamed as Mahesh Nagar Halt, which is in Rajasthan. When something gets renamed, that is also something you have to learn. Now I'll proceed with sports news. Now look at the question. The heading is Khelo India University Games. So as they are university games, universities are participating and universities are winning them. So when you look at it, number 1 in medal tally, number 1 in Khelo India University Games, Jain University with 20 golds. Number 1, Jain University, 20 golds. Number 2, Lovely Professional University with 17 golds. Number 3, Punjab University with 15 golds. We are talking about Khelo India University Games. Khelo India University Games. So universities are participating, universities are winning, and the place where these university games took place, that was Jain University only, and Jain University is in Bengaluru. So I'm actually indirectly telling you the venue as well. Bengaluru is the place, Jain University is the place, and Jain University stood on top 2. When you proceed with Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's from England. He wins 2022 World Snooker Championship, and the place where this snooker championship took place, that was Sheffield. Sheffield is in England too. Now I'm going to repeat that. Ronnie from England won snooker championship, and the place where this snooker championship took place, that was Sheffield, England. I'll proceed with the next question. Sports news. Venue of 2020-21 Khelo India Youth Games. Now we all know that even these events are becoming so popular these days. So where these Khelo India Youth Games going to take place, that these places are important for us. Khelo India Youth Games, the number is 4th. That means it is actually taking place the 4th time. So learn it like that. Panchkula is in Haryana. Ambala, Chandigarh, Delhi. These are the places where Khelo India Youth Games will take place, will be performed. Now, when you actually look at the mascots, as they have actually become so important, their mascots can be asked. Look at the picture here. Vijay, tiger. Jaya, black buck. Both of them are there on the screen. Look at them carefully. I'm saying Vijay is tiger, Jaya is black buck. So these are the mascots for Khelo India Youth Games. Now Ravi Kumar, he is there on social media. Everybody was discussing, him only. So Ravi Kumar has done something, exemplary. Ravi Kumar wins gold at 2020-22 Asian Wrestling Championship, which took place in Mongolia. I'll repeat that. Ravi Kumar won gold at Asian Wrestling Championship 2020-22, which took place in Ulaanbaatar, is in Mongolia. The next point is about Kerala. Kerala beats West Bengal. Kerala beats West Bengal to win 75th numbers Santosh Trophy. I'll repeat that. 75th number Santosh Trophy lifted by Kerala by beating West Bengal. This was the last question. If you have understood everything, you can press the like button, and thank you so much for watching.